You ever open up your phone and be down about 20% of a couple $1,000s?
Nah, I don't think I have because some of us are sharp.
That was my experience yesterday when I found out that Cam Akers tore his Achilles for the season. One of my highest owned players on both sites for best ball. Just absolute
Yeah, I
pain.
mean, just an unfortunate injury for Cam Akers. Fluke injury. He was working out, tore his Achilles. One of the worst injuries for a running back. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see if he can come back and produce at the level that people were expecting him to produce this season. But, injuries happen. Running backs get injured more than any other position, which is why I would never spend like a first 4 round pick on a running back. Just terrible, terrible process from NFL teams. I would only sign undrafted free agents and veteran backups if I was an NFL GM, but that's neither here nor there. Hope Cam Akers gets better, but Darrell Henderson is the guy now, and I don't know how you feel about him, but in Underdog's $5 tournament that they ran the puppy, which is now closed, I have 32% Henderson out of 26 entries, so kind of got lucky there. And I don't know how you feeling about Mr. Henderson now that he's going to be a fifth, 6th round pick in fantasy.
I'm buying at that price, fifth, sixth, but I'm in an expert draft right now with drafters, and he got taken in the third round. If that's the price tag, absolutely no shot. I don't think that Darrell Henderson has the potential to have the same level of workload that Cam Akers was poised to, especially in the passing game. He had 10 games with 2 or fewer targets last season. And, really Henderson lost that job. I know that, he had spurts where he was producing. And I think that, with no other players there to really take the workload, he's definitely set to have a strong workload. It's just, I don't know. I don't think the pass catching upside is there. And it's worth noting that he really did lose that job towards the end of the season. Akers had more touches in his final 4 games than Henderson had in his final 10. So, this isn't the direction that the coaching staff wanted to go in. The Rams have been aggressive about adding players via trade in the past. I wouldn't be shocked to see Henderson get some type of competition via trade or via free agency.
No, I definitely agree that the Rams will probably go out and trade for a running back or sign a running back after, training camp cuts are done. But to say that Henderson won't get the same workload as Cam Akers would have, I don't know. I just think that's wrong because now there's no competition there right now. At least Cam Akers, he was going to cede at minimum 30% of backfield touches to Darrell Henderson. Like, it was going to be a committee.
No
It was going to be a
shot.
committee, and a lot of sharp analysts on fantasy Twitter also agreed that it was probably going to be more of a committee, like 70-30%. Cam Akers, I think, was being overdrafted slightly in the first round just because of the threat of Darrell Henderson. But Darrell Henderson had more targets than Cam Akers last season. He was more efficient on the ground, had more scrimmage yards than Cam Akers last year. So I don't really get the whole like Cam Akers is so much better than Darrell Henderson. The one knock on Henderson is can he can be described as what you call injury prone. And some people have questions about his durability. He's been hurt in each of his like first 2 seasons in the NFL. He went on IR towards the end of last season, which kind of opened the door for Cam Akers in that playoff run for him to just be a complete workhorse. So that's kind of the question mark surrounding Darrell Henderson, but the Rams have said that they don't plan on signing anybody right now or trading for anybody right now. Obviously, we both expect them to go out and get another guy for that backfield before the season starts. We have like 50 days until week 1 or whatever, and but yeah, right now, I mean, it's Darrell Henderson's job, and he's slated to be the workhorse on a team that loves to run the ball a lot, inside the 5 yard line, inside the red zone, and he can catch passes as well. He did have more catches than Cam Akers last season, so I like Darrell Henderson. It's just like kind of the game theory aspect. A lot of teams are going to have him, in the 10th, 11th round, like myself, 32%. So can you really draft him in the 4th and 5th round when, you're kind of drafting him at a ceiling? So
in a tourney like the Best Ball Mania on Underdog, I think you can't. On a tournament like Drafters, which is total points, and it's already about 50% full, I would say that you can't. It's just negative EV in my perspective at that point. But in the puppy, if you still have slow drafts, I would be taking shots on Henderson if you could get him. If you were lucky enough to be on the clock when the news broke, like I was in a handful of leagues, scooped him up everywhere I could. And luckily, there is at least one more best ball tournament soon to come. As the Puppy 2 is going to be launched, and we'll all be on equal footing with Darrell Henderson's role at that point. So we'll have to look at that. I guess my last question for you here is, where do you feel comfortable buying Henderson right now?
I think 6th round would probably be the point where I would start considering him, but I know that's kind of fruitful. I think his ADP is going to be higher than that, and I think it'll probably settle in the 5th round, maybe early 5th, mid 5th, after guys like David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs. I think he'll go a little bit after those guys. But in the 6th round, I would start considering him after the running back dead zone is starting to get over.
Yeah, I think that's the tier he's in, right below David Montgomery and Chris Carson, but above guys like Chase Edmonds and Damian Harris and, Travis Etienne. I think the upside's definitely there.